Hello to all. Hello to all those who still consider newspapers to be the most important source of news. In this video, we want to look at today's newspapers on May 1st, 2020. First, the British newspapers.
The Daily Telegraph.
Johnson pledges to reveal roadmap out of lockdown. PM says it is too early to lift restrictions, but promises a menu of options to kickstart the economy will be laid out next week. Boris Johnson will outline his roadmap for exiting the coronavirus lockdown next week, after declaring that Britain is past the peak and on the downward slope. Hancock confident he'll hit 100,000 tests target. There are still health and care workers showing symptoms who are not able to get tests. Elderly actors to be barred from TV dramas. Older actors will be left out of television dramas until social distancing rules have been eased, ITV has said. Children do not transmit virus, says expert. Children do not appear to transmit coronavirus, one of Public Health England's FE experts has said.
Daily Express.
PM's plan to get Britain working. Britons may have to wear face masks when they return to work as part of Boris Johnson's plans to fire up the economy. The Sunday Express can reveal the government's blueprint for post-lockdown Britain will include advising workplaces to have floor markings to ensure people are 2 meters apart, staggered arrival times and breaks, fewer people in lifts and regular deep cleaning, as part of an 11-point COVID safety plan. The government has set a target of May 26, the day after the 2nd May bank holiday, to encourage people back to work.
Daily Mirror.
Reward our brave frontline heroes. 2 generals went into battle yesterday to reward heroes on the coronavirus frontline. In a message to the PM, ex-head of the Army Lord Dannatt said, "Their lives are on the line. Fair is fair, I say." And backing the Sunday Mirror call for immediate bonuses, ex-Chief of the Defence Staff Lord Richard said, "I wholeheartedly support it. UK drug trials offer fresh hope of ending lockdown."
And now the American newspapers.
The Washington Post.
April was death and hope. And cruel. April's coronavirus death tolls surpassed the Vietnam Wars, and it tested almost everyone, yet Americans found ways to come together. April was death. Bodies stacked, mothers and fathers discarded in bags piled onto refrigerator trucks in hospital parking lots, dumped into mass graves. People leaving this life without farewells, without a last look of love, without a touch. Boom and bust pandemic funding hurt preparedness. As fears of 9/11s faded, so did Congress's interest days after 9/11s. Congress awarded Washington Hospital Center millions of dollars to design a new emergency department that would treat mass casualties from a terrorist attack or infectious disease and serve as a model for hospitals across the country. As deaths mounted, Trump fixated on stalled economy. "I apologize to God for feeling this way." Gloria Jackson, on being 75, alone and thought of as expendable.
Los Angeles Times.
Protest with an Orange County twist. A day at the beach is a political statement against government overreach in home of cowboy capitalism. When he called last week for the local beachfront to remain open amid the coronavirus crisis, the Newport Beach mayor argued that his city's infection rate was lower than any of its beach city counterparts in LA County, where the sands have been off limits from Malibu to Long Beach. A restless reemergence. Around the world, the halting first steps back to public life offer glimpses of a future that changes by the day. Nursing homes under scrutiny. The toll is grim at the Redwood Springs Healthcare Center in Visalia, site of California's deadliest coronavirus outbreak in a nursing home. As of Thursday, 115 residents had tested positive for the novel coronavirus, 61 staff were infected, and 26 residents had died. An old stigma magnified. Pandemic fuels ageism as Ellsworth questioned on good days. Bonnie Reed believes that, for the first time in a long time, Just about everyone is united in a common cause: to protect society's most vulnerable citizens against the coronavirus.
The New York Times.
Profits and pride at stake. Race to vaccine intensifies. Government, academic and business labs be in rush that may imperil safety. 4 months after a mysterious new virus began its deadly march around the globe, the search for a vaccine has taken on an intensity never before seen in medical research, with huge implications for public health, the world economy and politics. With matriarch ill, a family prepares for the end. When Ileana Marcela Rondon was finally able to visit her grandmother, who had spent 4 weeks at a Long Island hospital, a staff member met her in the lobby to ask if the 74-year-old patient had a favorite song. As last refuge for homeless subways risk. Every number 2 train that lumbered into the last stop in the Bronx late Wednesday night had, at most, a couple of dozen passengers. And when the doors whooshed open, half of them had no intention of jetting off. They got aid. They're afraid of spending it. When a $192,000 loan from the federal government's small business aid program arrived in his bank account last month, George Evagiliou, the founder of a custom woodworking company, felt like one of the lucky ones. No more Jenga and no amen as Asia adapts. Worshippers at one of Seoul's largest Catholic churches must refrain from singing hymns or saying amen for fear of spreading saliva. Priests sanitized their hands during communion. Holy water has been removed from the chapel.